Brought to you by WikiVD Documentaries. Band of Brothers miniseries.
Band of Brothers is a 2001 American war drama miniseries based on historian Stephen E. Ambrose's 1992 non-fiction book of the same name. The executive producers were Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks, who had collaborated on the 1998 World War II film Saving Private Ryan. The episodes first aired in 2001 on HBO. The series won Emmy and Golden Globe Awards in 2001. For Best Miniseries, the series dramatizes the history of Easy Company, from jump training in the United States through its participation in major actions in Europe, and up until Japan's capitulation and war's end. The events portrayed are based on Ambrose's research and recorded interviews with Easy Company veterans. The series took literary license, adapting the recorded history for the purposes of dramatic effect and series structure.
All of the characters portrayed are based on members of Easy Company. Some of the men were recorded in contemporary interviews, which viewers see as preludes to each episode. The men's identities are not revealed until the finale. The title for the book and the series comes from the St. Crispin's Day speech in William Shakespeare's play Henry V, delivered by Henry V of England before the Battle of Agincourt. Ambrose quotes a passage from the speech on his book's first page. This passage is spoken by Carl Whittlipton in the series finale.
Plot: Band of Brothers is a dramatized account of Easy Company, assigned to the United States Army's 101st Airborne Division during World War II. Over the course of 10 episodes, the series details the company's exploits during the war, starting with jump training at Camp Toccoa, Georgia. Band of Brothers follows the unit through the American airborne landings in Normandy, Operation Market Garden, the Siege of Bastogne, and on to the war's end. It includes the taking of the Eagle's Nest at Obersalzberg in Berchtesgaden and refers to the surrender of Japan. Major Richard Winters is the central character featured, shown working to accomplish the missions and keep his men together and safe. While the series features a large ensemble cast, each episode generally focuses on a single character, following his actions during certain events. As the series is based on historic events, the fates of the characters conform to the persons from which they are drawn. Numerous characters die or sustain serious wounds, some of which lead to survivors being sent home. In other cases, soldiers recover under treatment in hospital and can rejoin their comrades on the front lines. Their experiences and the moral, mental, and physical hurdles they must overcome are central to the story. Production: The series was developed chiefly by Tom Hanks and Eric Jendrison, who spent months detailing the plot outline and individual episodes. Steven Spielberg served as the final eye and used Saving Private Ryan, the film which he and Hanks had collaborated on, to inform the series. Accounts of Easy Company veterans such as Donald Malarkey were incorporated into production to add historic detail. Budget and promotion: Band of Brothers was the most expensive television miniseries made by HBO or any other television network when it was created. This record was superseded by the series' 2010 sister show, The Pacific. The budget for Band of Brothers was approximately $125 million, which comes to an average of $12.5 million per episode. An additional $15 million was allocated for the promotional campaign, which included hosting screenings for World War II veterans
One of those screenings was held at Utah Beach, Normandy, where U.S. troops landed on June 6, 1944. On June 7, 2001, 47 Easy Company veterans were flown to Paris and then traveled by chartered train to the site, where the series premiered. Also sponsoring the miniseries was Chrysler, as its Jeeps were used to great extent in the series. Chrysler spent $5 to $15 million on its advertising campaign, based on and using footage from Band of Brothers.
Each of the spots was reviewed and approved by co-executive producers Hanks and Spielberg. The BBC paid £7 million as co-production partner, the most it had ever paid, for a bought-in programme, and screened it on BBC Two. Originally, it was to have aired on BBC One, but was moved to allow an uninterrupted 10-week run, with the denial that the move was because the series was not mainstream enough.
Negotiations were monitored by British Prime Minister Tony Blair, who personally spoke to co-executive producer Spielberg.
Location: the series was shot over 8 to 10 months at Hatfield Aerodrome in Hertfordshire, England.
Various sets, including replicas of European towns, were built there. This location had also been used to shoot the film Saving Private Ryan. Replicas were constructed on the large open field to represent 12 different towns, including Bastogne, Belgium, Eindhoven, Netherlands, and Carentan, France.
North Weald Airfield in Essex was also used for location shots depicting the takeoff sequences before the D-Day Normandy landings. The village of Hambledon, in Buckinghamshire, England, was used as a location extensively in the early episodes, to depict the site of the company's training in England, as well as in later scenes.
The scenes set in Germany and Austria were shot in Switzerland, in and near the village of Brienz in the Bernese Biland, and at the nearby Hotel Giesbach. Thank you for watching. Brought to you by WikiVD Documentaries. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.